our meeting of the City of Cushing Board of Commissioners. Time is 12:40 a.m. Ask the clerk to call the roll to declare quorum so we present, please.
Mr. Johnson? Here. Mr. Amon?
Here.
Mr. Rowe?
Here.
Mr. Thompson?
Here.
Chairman Brannon?
Here. Madam Clerk, for the record regarding the executive session items discussed in executive session related to item 10C, discussion action concerning the employment of the city manager, and item 10B, discussion action concerning the appointment of the city attorney. We'll turn our attention back to general business, section 4. Item 4O, discussion and possible approval of resolution number 24-2015, resolution authorizing the director and chairman of the board of commissioners to execute an employment agreement with J. Street Arthurs for the position of city attorney. Any discussion amongst the commissioners?
Motion to approve the city attorney's contract for another year.
A motion by Commissioner Johnson to approve the city attorney's contract for another year.
Second.
Have a second by Vice Chairman Amon to approve item 4O. Further discussion this item, I'll note for the record, talking to the attorney, that it's his intention to serve another year, but also help us in the transition process of legal services for the city at the conclusion of that year. He's let us know that he believes will be his last cycle of service to the city. So we just want to say, Stuart, we appreciate you and all that you've done for the city of Cushing.
Thank you.
I look forward to serving with you this last year. So if there's no other discussion, Madam Clerk, I ask you to call the roll, please.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Amon?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Chairman Brannon?
Yes. Item 4P, discussion and possible approval of resolution number 25-2015, resolution authorizing the director and chairman of the board of commissioners to execute an employment agreement with Stephen R. Spears for the position of city manager. Open discussion by the commission.
Motion to approve the contract for city manager for another year.
Have a motion by Commissioner Johnson to approve item 4P.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Thompson to approve item 4P for discussion purposes. We believe we've set some goals in place that a consensus has been drawn on goals related to the city manager's continued appointment with the city of Cushing. We'll ask the clerk to record those in the minutes, please, and we'll talk about those slowly. The particular goals, one, are that we've asked that the city manager hire an assistant city manager by December 1st, 2015. The second goal is that we've asked that the city manager prepare for an organizational assessment in terms of the health of the organizational culture of the city of Cushing as an organization. Have that plan in place by December 1st. The third thing was to work to assess the operations of the city of Cushing and the CMA. To assess our operations in terms of what is working well, what's not working well, what can be improved, and what can be stopped.
And what can be what?
Stopped. And that is talking about really looking at our core services Ancillary Services. And the fourth item, we asked that particular item also, that the third thing be begin to work with by December 1st, hopefully completed by January 1 anyway, because we're entering into really the budget season. And so if that's a consensus with this commission, that we're into a budget season really starting January 1, so that work behind the scenes work really begins to take place. And so if you're going to do this, then we need to have those bridges built and that assessment done, so we can realistically look at that, doing what's really considered a dead period. The consensus there? And the fourth thing that we have asked to begin in the beginning of the month of July is that the city manager begin to have monthly connection meetings with the community. Those meetings can be held anywhere that he would like. Our preference would be that those meetings would be out at various businesses potentially throughout the community to begin to work to better our relational position in the community with people and the business people. Make that better. And also with number 4, Madam Clerk asked that the consensus amongst this group that someone from this group would be willing to accompany the city manager to those events, to be there to lend organizational support to the manager's office, and I think to also represent what we believe to be a unified effort to make Cushing better. Any other discussion related to item 4P? I think we'll close by saying this. We've been back there talking for quite some time, and I think that at the end of the day, we all have differences of opinions about how we are able to get to different places and do different things in the city. I have some very strong passionate feelings about how I think we get there, as well as these men here. But I think at the end of the day, we're all committed to trying to do what we think is best for the city. And with that, I would ask that the clerk call the roll, please.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Amon?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Chairman Brannon?
No.